Wilmington. I say good morning, Wilmington.
Welcome back. I'm super excited about our next guest. After graduating with a BA in communications, she went on to become a punk rock model, a Dolly magazine cover girl, movie actress, soap star, restaurant owner, radio DJ, and Australia's youngest ever advertising winner to win a Lion at Cannes. By the age of 22.
Wow.
Janet would spend the next 10 years immersing herself into the teachings of great personal development gurus, relocating to the epicenter of spiritual enlightenment, Bali, where she sought the answers to life's questions. Please welcome Janet Hogan here on the plaza.
Welcome.
I am so delighted to be here, I can't tell you.
Oh my gosh. Thank you for coming. First of all, let me say you gave a great speech. Is it a speech, a testament, a testimonial? Like, you gave it well, and you had us in there like, oh my gosh, a TEDx, this event. What was the title of it?
The title of it was Why You Haven't Found Your Purpose.
That's right up
That's
my
it.
alley.
Go ahead.
Oh my goodness,
Have your
that
TEDx
is
talk
right
here.
up my alley. Oh my God, that is something that at Glasgow and everywhere, purpose is everything. So please tell us about it.
Yeah, I think purpose is one of the most misunderstood words in the English language. It actually used to annoy me like nothing else, because I thought, well, where do we find it? And is it just for some people who get this divine bolt from the blue, and the rest of us, just left to flounder around living lives that don't really matter? So the whole thing felt kind of unfair to me. Mm-hmm. And then I realized, actually, purpose can be a process if you know where to go.
Okay, keep going with that, because purpose is a process. What do you mean by that? Unpack that for us.
Yeah, so probably the best way to illustrate this is with a story.
Okay.
So have you ever set a goal and not achieved it?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I've done that millions of times. And what I realize about goal setting, we're asking our mind, our mentality, our intellect to choose something for us to go for. But our mind is also our greatest saboteur. It's the thing that's going to stop us.
Right.
So we're going to the wrong place. And what I realized is where we have to go is into our heart.
Okay.
It has to be heartfelt. But how do we do that? So the curious thing that I realized is we have to go to the place that we least want to go to, which is our emotional pain. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And
so that's like turning your pain into fuel.
exactly, you got it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So to give you an example, it's probably easy to understand how this works. I was working with this young black woman a few months ago, and her goal was to set up a kindergarten. Okay. And she was very passionate about it. But she said, the problem is I talk to people about this goal, but I'm not getting any funding. And you know what? People promise me things, and it doesn't happen. It never materializes. And so I said, well, do you know what we have to do? We have to actually identify your core emotional pain point. And what came up for her was surprising. We get it down to one word. It was gullibility. And I said, tell me about gullibility. And she said, I'm too trusting. And now I've lost faith in people. And I don't think my goal is ever going to happen. And I said, that's because it's still a goal. We need to get it to a vision. So what we do is we go back into childhood, because this is where the pain starts.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And we traced the source of her gullibility to her 4-year-old self. She was in a single parent family. She had a 1-year-old brother, and at the age of 4, her mum had to go to work, but they couldn't afford a childminder, so she had to take care of her 1-year-old brother. And in that moment, she lost her childhood. Mm-hmm. She had to be a grown-up.
Wow.
And so that was the pain.
Right.
And so we worked with her 4-year-old self, and we said, what is it that you really want? And she said, I want to be a child again. And so we worked through words. I work a lot with words. I said, what's the word that encapsulates that? She said, it's innocence. Yeah. I want to reclaim my innocence.
Wow, so you did like a reverse engineering to go all the way back. And the name that Toyota came up with, what's it called, Chris? Kaizen. What, Kaizen? Kaizen, like start going all the way back to see what called the root of it.
Yes, exactly.
Wow,
yeah.
That's genius. And you definitely need that for personal development.
Yeah, you absolutely do. But what was magical, now we were getting into the area of vision.
Okay.
And I said, okay, so no one's too inspired about this goal of setting up a kindergarten. But what if your vision was to restore the innocence in children, black children, who are in a safe environment, who are being kids and allowed to be children. They're not forced to grow up at the age of 4.
Okay.
And so her larger vision became to protect the innocence of our children so they can grow up into confident adults.
So now you allowed her to come up with the mission of her why.
Yeah, her why, exactly.
Wow, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Oh.
So what I love about that is, like I said, purpose is really big for me, and spirituality, right? So for you, what you became for her, you helped with the mental health piece.
Yes.
As well as helping her find her way, right? And why is very important. Why you're here, who you're here to serve, right? Because nothing we do is about us.
Right.
It's always about someone else, right?
Yeah.
And everything we go through
Yeah.
works together for our final good. And when we work on those pieces and figure out that exact reason why, then it takes off.
You've got it, exactly. And that's the beauty of pain. To me, it's I'm a bit of a pain junkie. But it's our most unrecognized asset.
Yes.
That's how I see it, because we're pain averse as a society. If we've got a physical pain, we take a Tylenol.
Yes.
Right.
But emotional pain is the gold, and we just have to have the courage to go through it. But we can't really do it on our own. You do need some kind of guide. So to
Yes.
this wonderful woman, I was just a guide. That's all. I just was asking her the questions. She did the work, and then she came out feeling alive.
Wow.
Can you give some people that are watching us at home, because we have a huge audience, that and just say, give them some tips on how to like restart or re-jump their life?
Yeah.
You know, because some people might be, prices of food are going
Yes.
up.
Yeah.
Prices
Rent.
of rent. Yeah.
Just to
shelters
live.
going
Yes,
up,
yes.
and some people are slowly creeping, and especially coming out of COVID.
Yeah.
Going into depression. Can you give some people at home that's watching this maybe some tips or some advice how to get started, to
Yeah.
get the ball moving?
Absolutely. Well, the first thing to understand is that there's nothing wrong with you.
Oh, wow.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
This is programming. We've all been programmed. Doesn't matter what our race, nationality, whatever gender, we've all been programmed. So what we're doing now is we're actually escaping from the matrix
Yes.
and getting out of that programming. So to understand, it's very easy to go, if I am sad or I am disappointed, I am a disappointment. We confuse it with our identity. So
wow.
if you're getting into depression, you go, I am not depression. This is my system telling me, it's waving a red flag.
Yes.
It's just saying what's happened is we've gone off course.
Right.
And we need to bring ourselves into alignment with our true self.
Wow.
So it's just your body, your system, let's say mind, body, soul, saying, okay, red flag, so you have to do something. There's nothing wrong with you. You have to realize that depression is here to help you wake up.
You just have to recognize it.
Yeah,
Said
to
it's
recognize it.
They're here to help you wake up.
You have to recognize it.
Yeah,
Sometimes
it's our friend. And anxiety is our friend, shame is our friend, guilt is our friend.
Yeah.
So you're looking at everything that people can call, that people misidentify as who they are,
Yes.
to fuel, to change, to the red flag wavers,
Yeah.
if you will. Okay, I love it.
It's all about outlook.
Yeah,
It's all in how you look at it and how you deal with
Yeah.
it, correct?
Yeah.
And the problem is, if we don't address the pain, and the way most of us don't address pain is to try and distract ourselves from it.
Yeah.
So for me, I've been a workaholic most of my life. That's how my pain was self-sacrifice. And so I would distract myself by just working harder and harder and sacrificing myself more and more until I practically crashed and burned. So that's what happens if we go into avoidance. Avoidance is the cause of suffering. The pain is not the cause of suffering. Avoiding the pain is the cause of suffering. So if we haven't been educated about this, so it's a learning exchange. If we can understand that if we're feeling depressed or anxious or sad, sit with it. Just sit with it. Be
Right.
with it.
I've learned that.
Now,
Yeah.
now, on your website, and your website is janethogan.com.
Yeah.
There, about services, strategy call, but there's something on here. Take a quiz. Can you tell us what that is?
I'd love to. Well, this is what I believe. Each of us has a gift. There's something that we just do very, very well. My gift is about words. I'm a word nerd. And so on this quiz, you will go through 120 words that describe your potential core pain point. And you bring it down to your top 3. Even if you do nothing else, at least you've started to name it.
Yeah.
And so that calms your system down. You go, oh, great, I can put a name to it and it's not me. But these are my pain points.
Right.
And then if you want to go further, you go into it to find out what the light is on the other side of that darkness.
I love this.
She can stay here all day. So when you go back to Australia? Okay. Now the services that you provide. Can we talk about the services that you provide on your site? Because someone might they'll reach out.
Yeah.
What are the services?
So this is the doorway. This is the portal to understand your pain. And then it's up to you how far you want to go. But initially, what you could do is just take the quiz. It's free.
Right.
And that'll give you a little bit of self-awareness to understand this is not who I am, but this is the canary in the coal mine that's been given to me to understand who I really am and what is my vision that sits beneath that. Mm-hmm. Like this woman I worked with, her vision was innocence. And so what happens is when she restores the innocence of children, she repairs herself.
I love that.
Wow.
That's big.
Self-healing at its finest.
Yes, that's big.
Okay. All right. I love it. So on your website, workbooks, videos, session recordings, written report, it's just a lifetime of transformational lessons for 90 days.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Enough to build a habit. 90 days build a habit.
Well, the idea is to use pain as a portal and take it all the way to your superpower. What is your gift? Mine is words. I'm a word nerd. And then all the way from there to purpose, applying it to the benefit of others, a bigger problem to solve.
Okay.
Yeah.
And reading your bio, I saw that you had a life-changing event. Would you mind sharing that with us?
Yeah, well, my life, actually, I spoke about this on the TEDx. Mm-hmm. My life-changing event was to go through a premature near-death experience. So literally someone squeezing my neck and squeezing my carotid arteries until I passed out. And actually I was curious because I thought, I might see the light at this moment. Right. Instead, as I went down, and this is before I'd done any work on myself, I'll just say that. Yeah. I was still a workaholic at this point.
Okay.
And so as I went down, I heard this voice and it said, Janet, you've let everyone down. And as I came to, this wave of disappointment followed. It's like, that's it? That wet sock of a line is my reward for a lifetime of sacrifice? Mm-hmm. And then I got self-righteously angry. Mm-hmm. I've done everything right. I've worked really hard, made lots of money, great marriage, 3 beautiful children, and yet the feeling was that I'd wasted my life. And I had no idea what to do with that feeling. Yeah, so that really prompted me to take some type of action. That wave of disappointment just bowled me over, and I thought, I can't stay here.
Wow.
I've got to move.
Was the move hard for you, or was it just like drop everything and then just go?
Well, no, because I was running businesses at the time, and I think that's what stops a lot of people from going down this path. They go, I'm too busy. Yeah. I'm living life at full throttle. What do I do? So I just made time. I got up at 4 a.m. and started exploring, and then I would go to retreats, seminars. But what frustrated me was that no one was providing a pathway. They were just like little nuggets of wisdom, but how do you put that together? So this is where my advertising background came in really handy. When I was in advertising, I had no idea why I was promoting breakfast cereals and pantyhose for women. Right. It was kind of a bit meaningless. But now I could, in retrospect, make sense of it. And I went, it taught me to problem solve. Right. And it taught me to write slogans. Now I'm writing slogans for people, not breakfast cereal. Right.
Yeah. Where the impact is real, is for the people.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Janet, thank you so much for stopping by. Yes. Can you tell, that's your camera right there. You can go ahead and talk to the viewers. Tell them what you want them to know about you. Basically, your 30-second commercial.
Oh, that's so lovely. Well, what I want you to know about me is actually what I want you to know about yourself. That you are here. Every one of us has a purpose. It's not just for the Martin Luther King Jr.'s and the Nelson Mandelas of the world. It's every one of us, and it's about reviving that spark. So the first place to revive the spark is to go to the place that's put the spark out, or putting it out, that makes you stop believing in yourself. So certainly I can help you with that. So you just go to my website, janethogan.com, do the quiz, and then feel free to reach out. Happy to jump on a free call for a few minutes, see where you're at, and see maybe if I can help you.
I'm inspired.
I'm going to call right now.
I'm so inspired.
Hold on. Brother, going to take the test. Wait a minute. So my mama name is...
Yes. That's awesome. Thank you for the work that you do.
Oh,
Janet, thank you.
thank you for the exposure. I'm so grateful for it.
It's
Thank
all
you.
about humanity. And,
exactly.
And I'm telling you, when she was on stage, Chris and I was sitting there, we look at each other. I think I saw a tear in his eye while I was wiping the tear out of my eye.
I can believe it.
Because when you learn, and that is one of the things that I had to do, and that's why I know it works, is when you have the audacity to look at yourself in the mirror and straighten your back out and say, F this pain, I'm going to learn from it.
Yeah.
That's when change comes, right? It doesn't come when you're saying, woe is me.
That's
why is it so dark in here? It says, like, I will live.
That's right.
You know, so again, thank you for what you're doing. I appreciate it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, humanities. For more information, make sure you go to janethogan.com and take the quiz. It's free. It's free. Janet, again, thank you so much for stopping by the plaza. We really appreciate you here on Good Morning Wilmington.
Thank you. It's been a total, absolute privilege. Thank you.
Another capeless superhero here on DETV. When we come back, we'll be right back with Richard Olson from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Did I say it right? Wisconsin. All right. TEDx.